there! Now, I hope you can hear me. Hello and welcome everyone to Mikey's live stream. Yes, it's a live stream. I've thought I had to say Mikey's Flightdeck, but now it's a live stream. You could give me a return if you can hear me now. Can everyone hear me? Ja, wir machen es mal textlich. Nope. So, can you hear me? Ah, yes. Okay, sound is good. Okay, welcome again to Mikey's live stream. It's a first live stream here now I've made. And first of all, I want to thank you all for coming here. I thought already I have to sit here alone and talk to myself. Yes, the sound is mono today. I hope I will have a stereo sound at the next stream. Okay. So then I want to say what I've thought, what I've planned for this stream now. First of all, I want to let you know about some things I'm planning to do. I have some ideas and I want to ask you what you think about this. If you would like this or say no, don't make this. Just keep on building your cockpit. And I want to talk to you about the steps I will make for the next building steps of my cockpit. So, yeah, I think I will come and talk about the steps now. So away with this. And what I'm planning for the next month of the cockpit, and I think. So, where have I? So, yes, at the moment I am building the eyebrow windows of the cockpit. And I have made some paper templates already, and I think I will finish the eyebrows somewhere in the next month. And before I will come live with the eyebrows, I think I will rework my frame coverage. And I've seen I have some problems with the cover of the frame. You know, I've made this of foam, and I've fixed this with hook and loop tape. And this tape brings a little gap to the whole construction, and it doesn't stay on the foam. And before it will fall down, I've removed all the coverage. Maybe you have seen this in the last videos. There was no coverage installed. And I've ordered some magnetic tape, and I will try to install this on the foam and bring a little metal plates to the wooden frame, and hopefully this will hold better than the hook and loop tape. Yeah, that's and maybe I will make a video about this before the eyebrows, because I want to have these frame covers installed because it makes the whole cockpit look much better. Okay. Yes, I'm looking in the chat from time to time now, and I see, yes, the curved screen question. I have this on my list. I will come to this a little bit later. Stay tuned, I will answer this question. Oh, before I forget it, directly after this stream, so stay online. My new video will go online where I'm installing the overhead frame. I have come out with some solutions to open it and to lock it in place, and I've removed the supporting structure. So stay tuned. Directly after the stream I will bring this online. Okay. XPS foam. Yes, I'm using XPS foam for the frame coverage. Okay, after the eyebrows I will have to make a channel trailer, and this is because I think I've waited with this much time, and I always said yes, I will make a trailer later, and I think it's now time to make this because there are many new watchers, I think I call this, or visitors on my channel, and to show them just in a minute what this channel is about, I will have to make this trailer, and so maybe there will be a video a little bit later now because I have to make this video first, but like always. Okay, channel trailer, yes. Then I will come out with the coverage of the ceiling after this, and I will make I don't know how I will make this, maybe with 3mm wood, I think, and fill this with some filler to have a smooth surface under the ceiling. And then I will make all insert in the ceiling which are non-electrical. So like the escape rope storage, some small openings up there. I think you all have watched a 737 cockpit picture. You know all this stuff over your head. And then I will make the frame coverage of the front window under the front ceiling. This will be a small video, just a little bit foam and a little bit work with acrylic one. And then I will start with the seats already. I'm making some plans for the cockpit seats already. I'm working a little bit in SketchUp now, and I will come out with a wooden seat, and maybe I will have to learn how to make the seat coverage for this later. Maybe I have to do it myself, or my wife could help me. Perhaps. We will see. Okay, and after this I will come to panel making. I hope making, I think I won't buy panels. I'm planning to make them by myself at the moment. I say at the moment I'm planning to make them by myself, but I will see how this all will come out. So now I come a little bit to the back to the chat here. So XPlane or FSX, none of them. I will use Prepared to make this cockpit, and I hope I have installed Prepared on my computer here, and everything works fine, and I will come out with an Arduino solution to connect to the Prepared simulator later. Can you make the SketchUp files also as PDF files? Yes, that's a little bit difficult, because I would have to make pictures of every angle. I can make this, yes, I could come out with a bunch of images, all brought together in PDF. But for me, I think SketchUp files are more flexible, and you can take them and watch around this from every view. But I will note this. I will try what I can. I will see what I can do. Making them as a PDF, maybe, yes. So the curved screen, yes, I think that's a very interesting theme here, and I will come to this at the end of the cockpit project. So there will be some years before I will make a curved screen. And there was a question, I think I've noted this, yes, how large the room has to be when you build a curved screen. And I've seen a website where someone has made a curved screen, and he has made a 180-degree screen with 2 projectors, and this already is very interesting. Most of the cockpit builders use 3 projectors, and can you imagine me going to my wife and not asking for 1 projector, which is enough, but asking for 3? I hope you can imagine her reaction. So I want to make very not very much projectors. Where was I? Yes, 180-degree projection with 2 projectors, and his space was 3.2 meters width and 1.6 meters of depth, and he has 1.6 meter by 5 meter projection plane. And I think this is very spectacular, just when you think there are only 2 projectors. And I will try to make something like this later, but really later when everything is finished and I can come to the visual part. I want to concentrate myself on building the simulator and really not flying it. I don't know if you have seen all videos of the Norwegian 737 project, and someone says you will stop building on your simulator when you are able to fly with this thing. And so I think I will concentrate on building, and when really most of the things is finished, I will start flying. So what do we have? A good question. How are you doing? Okay, yes, I'm doing fine today. I'm doing fine. But really, it's an interesting question, because I have to fight sometimes to keep on being motivated. It's when you see the cockpit, or I've made this as the picture of my website or my channel, and I'm looking to this picture and say, yes, okay, that's the FMC, the CDU, and oh, the joke, and oh my god, the throttle, and I have to build this all. And what have I built until now? Oh, okay, I've made some woods together. And then sometimes it's really hard to keep being motivated. But every time I read a comment from you, really, I want to thank you for this. By the way, it's again a push to get myself back down to the basement and keep on working on this simulator. Yes. So, but by the way, today, yes, I'm doing fine. Yeah. Can you do subs in Spanish? No. I even don't speak Spanish, and I don't understand Spanish, so sorry, but I can't do subs in Spanish, and I'm not planning to do any subs. That would be another piece of work on top, and this I can't do on top. So. When you use the computer for this cockpit, I hope I understand this question right. What a computer I use for the cockpit. Until now, I don't have a computer for the cockpit, and I have two computers here which are both broken down. Maybe those of you who follow me on Instagram, by the way, follow me on Instagram. I'm posting pictures of working steps you don't see in my YouTube channels, and you can know or inform yourself about what I'm doing at the moment when you're looking on my Instagram account. Yes, on Facebook as well. Okay, but back to the computers. Yes, you have seen my computer broke down, and I've stored this here in my house, and I think I will make a weak computer to let the cockpit run on this, just for testing things. Later, when everything is finished and I'm saying, yes, I want to fly this thing, I will have to get a bigger computer for this, of course. Flight sim, I've said, I'm planning to use prepared. Okay, interface cards. Yes, interface card, that's a good question. Another one of you had already, and I've made some thought about this. I'm planning to do the whole electronics based on Arduino cards. I've made some tests some years ago. I think two years ago. I've made a little programming, and I've connected the Arduino via the network with my computer, and the Arduino gives the commands to the flight sim then now to prepared. I've made this with FSX, but I think prepared will do as well. And I will do this with a network connection and not USB connection, because I've seen many people have problems when many USB devices come together to one PC or to a hub. And I think the network connection will cause not as much problems. But this is also in my imagination. It can be completely different. We'll see. But in my tests, it worked. We'll see how it works when it gets to a bigger component collection. And another way is when I'm making this with Arduino, I think I can take the device and just plug it in to a network switch, and because the whole logic is on the Arduino, it will initialize itself and connect to the server. There must be an IOCP server. I don't know if you have read something about what is this? What Homecockpit uses, SEOC. They are also using an IOCP server, I think. And it will connect itself there, and I don't have to make any setups in my computer later to get all these components to work. Okay, and I hope I can keep up the detailed videos when I'm doing the programming. I'm planning to do this, yes, but we'll see if I can do this. Of course, I can't show you programming from the beginning. There you have to get to another YouTube channel who is dedicated to Arduino programming or something like this. I will make it very easy, I hope, for you to watch this, but I can't explain every step in programming. So if you want to learn something, then you maybe should start watching a little bit Arduino videos, or buy yourself a book. I for myself have learned everything about programming an Arduino from one book, and I think there are some really good ones on the market. So, what have we done? Avionic side, yes. The avionic, I think ProSim is really good. It is. I have tested it also with an Arduino connection, and it worked at once, and it is really good, yes. But I think the price of them, they have raised the price, I think last year, end of last year. It was 600 euros before, and now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think now it's 2000. Is this right? I was very shocked when I saw this, and so I have to think about what could be the avionic solution. What I'm planning is, there is a guy who has made a software which is able to transfer, is it? The screens of the PMDG 737 via network to another computer, and this could be a solution to use the PMDG as the base for a home cockpit. I have read this. This is always a theme in some forums and websites. Can I use a PMDG as base for my home cockpit? And there was written there are some parts that don't work in a home cockpit, but I haven't seen anything now concerning the PMDG which hadn't worked for me with the Arduino. And I think the last problem is to transfer screens like the CDU, the ACAS screen, or something like this to another computer. Yes, and with this software it is possible, but it is not made for Windows 10 or even the newest version of Prepared. Yes, I've written a mail to him, so if you're watching this channel, please call me. We will see if this can be a solution. Okay, Project Magenta, yes, is also a solution. I really haven't thought much about Project Magenta, because I think have they written prices on their homepage? Because that was I think the reason why I didn't watch this, because I always think when they don't write a price on the website, it must be very expensive. But I think I will have to look for this again. So okay, are you a pilot? Yes and no. I'm not a pilot. That's also a question. Yes, someone has asked here if I have my private license, or if I'm planning to do a private pilot license, and no, I think not. I think not. I think it would be very expensive for me to make this, and there is always much time you have to invest to this hobby. I think it must be a wonderful hobby, but when I think about, I have to drive to the airport or an airfield, and you have to book times where you can fly. Yes, I think when I've finished the simulator, I just have to go down to my basement, get in and fly. And yeah, that's why I'm working so hard on it, to make it as realistic as it gets. And maybe I will forget that I'm sitting in my basement and not in a real plane. Okay, a question always on some websites or in the chat was about the equipment of my shop. And I want to say something about what I was doing before I've started to build this simulator. I haven't bought all these tools for the simulator, of course not. It started all but that I wanted to have a simulator like this. Yes, I've played FSX since version 5.1, if everyone still knows this. It was a 486 computer, and I've played FSX 5.1 on it and learned how to navigate with the VOR system. And that was the moment I was in this whole simulation thing and wanted to get more of this. And then I played all the versions of FSX. And finally I decided to have a home cockpit myself. And this was, I think, in 2011, yes. And I wanted to start to build something for it. And I thought to myself, what can I build to have a simulator? And this was a panel. Building an overhead or an MCP panel, that would be great. So how can I build an MCP panel? I will need to have a CNC router for this to make all the engraving. Okay, I don't have a CNC router. How much do these cost? Okay, that was too much for me. And then I thought, oh, fine, I could build a CNC router by myself. I've watched many videos containing this on YouTube. And yes, it showed me that it was possible to build something like this. And I started a little bit with it. And after I screwed together some plates for this, I really fast saw that my basement was too small to build this. I haven't had a house until that time, and I was building everything in a basement that was 2 by 3 meters. And I even couldn't walk around the thing I was building at the moment, and that showed me, okay, this basement is too small to build anything here. A CNC router I couldn't build there. Okay, then let's build anything else. I've started to love this woodworking thing, and I wanted to get more of this. And so I built the bandsaw you have seen in many of my videos. I don't know if you know the plans or the YouTube channel of Matthias Wandel. He has made his, I think, his fourth his fourth bandsaw now. And I've bought these plans and really built this bandsaw in my basement. And this was a moment I was into the whole woodworking thing, and I love this. I made my first furnitures, and then we bought this house, and I started to renovating these rooms here and building furnitures for it. And so the whole shop grows more and more. And yes, I think for about 3 years, I even forgot that I want to have a home cockpit, and concentrated myself on woodworking. And this is why there have been come together so many tools until now. So, but it's a good base to build a simulator. And yes, there was one thing. I had my woodworking shop in the room where my simulator is now settled in, and we had a big party room in the basement. and it was much bigger than my shop. And my wife came to me and said, "Hey, you are 5 days a week here in this woodworking shop, and we have a party 2 times a year. Why don't we change these rooms?" You can imagine, I thought about 3 seconds about this, and get out this whole party room and settled my woodworking shop in there. And yes, so I could buy a bigger saw for this room. Yes, and always and also had a new room to settle the simulator in. Okay, that's about the story how I came to woodworking. Rent a CNC machine. Yes, you can rent things when you know how long you will need them, and I don't know how long I will need it. And I think I can build the CNC machine for a lower price than I would have to pay for the rent. I think you have to look on YouTube. There are some really cool designs. Some wooden CNC machines. I don't want to build based on aluminum. I think it will be a wooden CNC machine. So I don't want to route aluminum or metal on it, or only acrylic and wood. And so you can build something like this by yourself. There's also a 3D printed CNC version. If you search for, I think it's called mostly printed CNC. You only need some steel tubes, and all parts for the CNC machine are printed, and you get it together. And this could also be a good design. Link to FS and MobiFlight. Yes, I've watched these both. I think especially MobiFlight is a really good solution for everyone who don't want to get in the programming thing. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's I think over a year now that I've looked after MobiFlight, but it uses an output or an input of the Arduino for every switch and every LED. I think it was. And with this method, I think you will have to buy very much Arduinos and even Arduino Megas to control an overhead, for example. And there are other microcontrollers that can extend the input or output ports of an Arduino. Is it I2C, the I2C protocol? I think it's called. And I think this isn't possible on MobiFlight. But okay. But it is a really good solution. Go and look for it. I'm really fascinated about this. It is really plug it in your switch, your LED, and make a little setting in the control panel, and it works. So really fantastic. Look for MobiFlight. It's really worth a look. Oh, 737 NGX. Hello. Then I bought plans for order. Okay. By the way, 737. It was you and the Norwegian 737 project who brought me to making this channel here. Also for everyone who haven't seen 737 NGX, his channel, go for it. It's worth a look. And he is also showing the building steps for every part he is making in detail, and that was what I wanted to make also. And this is I think what we need here on YouTube, showing things in detail, how to make them, and not only that it is possible to make them. So, yes, and by the way, I hope there will come a new video. So, okay, I will have to look in the questions I've prepared here. And yes, there is one question always also on the comments on my videos. And this is why there is so much time between the videos. Yes, it's because I'm not working full-time for this simulator. I still have a job, and I also have a family, and so there are only the evenings after the kids are in the kid is in bed, and then yes, you're tired, and there aren't many hours you can work concentrated on this. On the weekend there is also time reserved for family actions or other things around the house and something like this, and so there is not so much time to build on the cockpit. And I've said you also have to motivate yourself to go down in the basement and work on the cockpit. Sometimes I really, especially after I've brought out a video, then I need some time to relax, say, yes, that's another step I've made, just look at the comments down under the video, talk a little bit to the community, and just relaxing. And then remotivating myself to go to the shop. And I don't have a plan for everything, every step I will have to do. So I have to test some techniques and test if anything I've thought about fits in the cockpit. And yes, a good thing about a cockpit is that most things you have to build them twice. And I'm building this one time to train, and then I have to build it a second time to show it to you. And this is why there goes so much time between the videos. But I will try to give you more content. And that's another thing I want to announce here. I've thought about some new video formats to produce, and one of the formats I have made a poll. I think there is in this corner. I think you must see a poll, and I have thought there are so many of you who have a home cockpit at home, and I think we could show them to the community. Yeah, they could post it on a website and on a forum, but I don't think you would make your own YouTube channel just to show your home cockpit. And I want to ask you if you would like to make pictures of your home cockpit and write a little text about your home cockpit, how long you have worked on it, which components you have used, maybe what are the things you are very proud of your home cockpit, and then some pictures with different views, maybe some detailed views of some constructions you're very proud of, maybe a throttle, or you have filed a joke by hand or something like this. And then I would show these pictures here in a video and read your text and maybe and make some comments, a little bit discuss your cockpit and present it to the community here. And if many of you would make this, we could install a format that could come out maybe every second week, or if no video of me comes out because I'm working on a step, then this could be some content that I could bring to you. This is not too much work for me, but I will need you to make this content. So if you would like to see something like this and send me your pictures, then there, please use the poll if you can see it. I hope you can see it. Can you see the poll, by the way? Tell it to me in the chat. I hope so. So, okay, thanks. So then you can make, yes, use a poll to tell me what you think about. And if many of you say yes, I would like to send you a picture of my cockpit and write a little text for you, then okay, you can see it. Okay, it's a little bit latency here. And if many of you like this idea, then I would install a section on my website with detailed information about what you have to deliver and how you have to deliver it. And if I get enough input of you, then I could make this episodes. Okay, but we'll see what the poll gets. Okay. Another thing is that I'm planning sometimes on a Patreon side. You know, there were the happy demonetization days on YouTube, and so was my channel. And I thought to bring you a little bit content on top that I'm not showing in my videos. And this could be a little, yes, some more pictures about some details of what I'm constructing. So you know, on my website you find all pictures and SketchUp files you need to build everything I have built yourself. But on the Patreon side, I could make a bunch of pictures that after I finished a step, I will go around with a photo camera and make detailed pictures of, for example, wood connections or which screws I had used or how a connection was built in this corner or this, and something like this. I think a package of 20, 30, 40 pictures for every construction step. And this could be the base Patreon level. And another one could be that I'm showing some behind the scene footage video. I've filmed something like this already when I was building the eyebrow windows, and I have lacquered the sidewalls with clear varnish now the days, and I filmed this already and have filmed and made a little explanation video of how I'm mixing varnish for my spray pistol and what are things you have to look out when you're doing something like this. And this can be videos that are not edited like my main videos, but I think a little bit like Instagram videos. Just install the camera, switch it on, and just talk what I'm doing now. And there I could make a little bit more footage for you, and yes, you would get a little view behind the scenes, what I'm doing when I'm not filming a step, for example, how I find solutions to solve problems, how I'm thinking about making constructions or something like this. As I said, I've made some videos about this, and I think I will install them on the Patreon site. We will see if you want this. When the site goes online, I will inform you on my YouTube channel and on Facebook as well. And we will see how this is accepted by the community. Okay. Yes, and okay. So what have we in the chat? Any further questions there? I wish I had more time to build. Yes, that's the problem. So, would you present your cockpit on my channel? Ah, yeah, that is a question I'm asking you. Right. Okay. Someone asked for how much money I would spend for this home cockpit as a maximum, and I think there isn't a maximum amount of money I have set to me. I think I won't spend much money on one step. For example, I think I would never pay 3,000, 2,000 euros to get an overhead panel, for example. I wouldn't pay 1,000 euros to get a joke. This I don't want to, and I think I wouldn't get the okay of my family to do something like this. They would say, what do you want to buy a joke? A steering wheel? 1,000 euros? Okay. No, that wouldn't be possible. So I have to make small steps, and I'm trying to make very big steps with a very small amount of money, and until now it works very fine for me. I don't write down how much I spend for the cockpit, but I don't think it was too much until now. There was wood and some foam I had left over. Okay, I've bought some sheets of MDF. Yes, but I think the whole thing wasn't even 300 euros until now, I think, and not 300 euros. No. Yes, I know it's mono until now. I don't want to get here in the connections. I'm happy that the stream is running. I promise to get a better sound on the next stream. Okay, and that's also another feature here. If you like this the streaming sessions, I would make another one, and I don't think it is possible to make it every month, and I think it is also not very interesting to make something like this every month. We could talk about the last step, and that's all. So I try to come out with a live stream every 2 months. I will try this first, and I will see how this is accepted by the community, and if there are as many people as today, then I think I'm very happy, and yes, then we can continue with this if we have always enough questions. Okay, today there are many questions. How long I will make this? I have thought I will make this until 9 o'clock, but I think we can make it a little bit later. I think lately half past 9 or something like this. And remember, my new video goes online right after this stream, and you can watch this. Okay. So a home cockpit is a project for years. Yes, that is. I always, when some friends from work ask me how long I'm planning to build this cockpit, and I'm saying, yeah, I think 7 years, 7-8 years I will have to go for it. They always say, what are you doing? Okay, but this is realistic, I think, when you make something like this. Except you buy this. Yes, I've seen there's also a YouTube channel here who I think who has bought this cockpit. I don't know. You can spend 100,000 euros for this, or even more, with a full 230-degree visual system. Homecockpit has a little bit cheaper version, I think 35,000 euros, and you can get a complete shell with all components. Yes. Okay. There was a question, what I'm planning to do with it when it is ready. Yes. I think I will destroy it and build an A320. No, of course not. Yes, I've thought about if I could make something commercial of it, but this is very difficult. You have to deal with tax specialties in your region, and you can't use the components you are using now. It's especially the software. You have to buy very much more expensive software, which you are allowed to use commercial. And I don't know if I want to go this step. Of course, it would be cool, even beside the job, to say I will make open the simulator the weekends and have 3 or 4 passengers the weekend or a day, and earn a little bit money, but besides the job. Okay, that would be fine. But I think the bureau, is it the surrounding work you have to do, the paperwork would be too much for this. And so I think I will make flying videos when it is ready. I'm already searching for a co-pilot to sell in this cockpit then, and make cool flying videos with him on VATSIM, I think, with real ATC communication. And I hope I can keep on the detailing of the videos as I'm doing it now. And I think if you have seen the Aviation Pro channel, he's making very good VATSIM videos, especially where you can read in the videos what the ATC station said. And this, I think, is very good, and is a quality that is not often seen on YouTube. And I think something like this would be really cool. Maybe you have seen the last stream of the Norwegian 737 project. Okay, that was a bunch of technique and tools they used to make this live stream. And I think this was a fantastic flying video. And I think something like this could be what I will do when I'm finished with this project. Yeah, the code. Oh, ProSim is that much expensive? Okay, I didn't know. Okay, forget about getting commercial with the simulator. Okay. So, yes, and Andreas, yes, it was worth every minute of the build. I have to agree. Yes, that is it. When sometimes I find myself sitting inside the simulator, especially now with the overhead, the dummy overhead installed, and I'm sitting there and can really imagine how it could be when the whole thing is finished. And looking out of the windows, yes, it's my basement wall, but in some years there will be the horizon when I'm doing a flight. This is really cool. So, Andreas, oh yes, I hope you've got my mail and answer me. I hope you know what I'm talking about. Okay. Another thing. Will you build jokes your own? And yes, I will build the jokes on my own. You can find really good measurements for the jokes in the, what I call it, measurement Bible from Marcus Pilot. Here there are all measurements of the joke, of every joke part. I'm missing some angles, I think, but okay, we can't be greedy for this. And I will build them, and yes, they will be linked together. I'm planning to do this with yes, a steel build, and I will have to make a welding lesson before. I will have to search this in the town here to to increase my welding abilities. You have seen me welding in one of my videos, and this was my first and I think only welding session I've done so far. And yes, it is not as easy as I thought, and I have to get to become better in this. And when I've done this, I can go to some things like connected pedals and connected jokes and something like this. Yes. Yes, the curved screen, the image of a curved screen is must be really good. I've read an article where someone has tried the curved screen with the two projectors for the first time, and he said he was lucky to have his seat belts on, and that he has not fall down the from his seat. Yes, when he did his first corner flight. So I'm not an, yes. What's your job? Are you an engineer? I'm not an engineer. I think. Do you call it? No, not even software engineer. I've studied computer science. Yes. But I'm making the computer stuff for an insurance company here. And I've made some during my study. I've made 3D animations. I thought I would make the next Harry Potter film these days, but everything came out differently. And so I have a little bit knowledge in this 3D animation and 3D building, and that's why I was familiar with SketchUp at once, for example. I think, by the way, SketchUp is a good tool when you are starting modeling 3D things for your building plans. And I've already worked with Fusion 360. I think it is better, but it is not as easy to learn as SketchUp. And for me, I can try out not enough in Fusion 360. In SketchUp, there you can make these construction lines when I can test where an edge will go when I extend it or something like this. And this is a feature what I'm missing in Fusion 360. But especially when I will do panels myself, when I will do them with a CNC router, I think I will switch to Fusion 360 because you can be more exact in Fusion. So, okay, will I make a floor or a back wall for the cockpit? That was another question here. Yes, a floor I will have to build when I'm making the linked panels and the linked jokes, you will need to have a floor that you can do the whole linking construction underneath the floor of the cockpit. So I will have to build a floor for this, but when I'm coming to the jokes or the pedals for the cockpit. And this will be this will be much work, because I will have to disassemble the whole cockpit and building the floor, and then reassemble the whole cockpit on this new floor. Yes, I don't think I will make this floor movable. I've seen something like this. You have seen the Build a Boeing channel. He has made a movable floor with wheels for his cockpit. Yeah, this can be good when you are moving your cockpit and don't know where it has to be settled, or when you have to move it for some reasons to get behind it or something like this. But I think for me, when I will settle my home cockpit, it will rest at this position. So yes, and another question that was, why are you building a Boeing and not an Airbus, for example? Yes. When you're starting to make a home cockpit, you have to decide what type of cockpit you want to build, and there are only two types. I think there is a Boeing 737 and there is the A320 you can build, because you get components for it. There is a 767, I think there are coming components. 747 is already a solution, but I think that's all you can build. There are some exotic simulators building a helicopter or a dash or a waterplane. Is it called like this? Yes. But I think most times it are these two types you can build, and I've chosen the Boeing because I want to have a real joke in my hands. I think that's all. I don't like the Airbus side stick, and I'm right-handed, and I can't imagine that pilots fly this thing with the left hand. Maybe I'm totally wrong, and it is really easy. Everyone says Airbus is really easy to fly. But I think this was the reason why I'm building a Boeing. I want to have a real steering wheel in my hands. And what I said before, the back wall of the cockpit, I think a back wall would be cool. It would clothe the whole cockpit, and there are some elements that can be installed, especially for the window frames. But there are no really important things for the Boeing cockpit. I will finish the thing and I will fly the thing, and I think after this I will think about making a back wall for the cockpit. But if you want to know how to make a back wall, I really can recommend to you the site Flightdeck 737.be. It's a very good site, and he is building his back wall just these months, and he always comes out with very, very good ideas. I for myself have very much of my ideas from his side, and it's and everyone who don't know this site, go to it. It's a very, very good site. Even with the Boeing, you will have to use your left hand for the joke. Yes, but I will have to use my right hand. Okay. When you're yes, when the other hand is on the throttle. Yes, that's right. That is right. Yes, and yes, the steering tiller is also on your left side. Yes, that's right. Okay, I will switch over to an A320. I in this cockpit builder group in Facebook. I am in two cockpit builder groups. It's the open source. I don't know how it's called. I think something with open source cockpits, and there are very much informations about building things technically. And there's another one. It's a German group. In English, it's called Friends of Flight Simulators. Yes, I think this is called. They are posting pictures when they are flying airplanes. But if there's another group you could recommend to me, then write it down in the chat. I'm very interested in groups to get knowledge of cockpit building. So. And one question, yes. I think really some of the last questions I have now here. Rails for the seats. I will try to build the rails for the seats myself. I'm not sure if I'm making these with a wooden or a metal solution. I think after I've made this welding course, I can decide if I could weld something like this. But I will definitely build something for the seats by myself. Yes, and of course show it to you. So Andy, this group is fantastic. Which group do you know? Do you mean? No links possible. Okay. Can I allow links? I don't see a setup that I can allow links here in the chat. Okay, it's another thing that I have to look out for the next chat, making links possible here. Maybe you can write down your link in the comment section of the recorded stream of this session here. Then you can send me the link, or you can use my email address on the channel. Very good. Okay, yes, we've talked about rails. I want to show something to you. Yes, I've made a picture, I think. A picture of the current simulator. I will show it to you now here. I think you can see this. There is one thing I've always forgotten to show in my videos, and this is the installation of this small black stripe. You have seen this, the building of this stripe in the quarter sill lining video, and now I finally installed it and didn't film it. And sorry for that, but you are now the first and only persons who see this this piece installed. There it is now, finally. Okay. So that's how the cockpit looks like at the moment. So Home Cockpit Builders Club. Okay, I will look this. I will see if I can come in this group, and I will look what they are talking about. There are in many of these Facebook groups, there are really some good ideas of making curries. 3D printing is a very interesting part now for cockpit building. I have bought a very cheap CNC printer. You can see it oh yeah, you can see it there. I've for less than 100 euros I've bought a Trunksy X1, and this was also a reason for a delayed video. Yes, because I was some days busy to build this thing together until I knew how this works. And it's really interesting what you can make with this, and I think I will have to think more in these directions, making some things 3D printed. It will make many things very easy, especially maybe those knobs for switches or for chorus. There's a wonderful introduction to making chorus with your 3D printer, something like this. The 737 guy, which is very active on Instagram, has made a 3D printed CDU. Also a very good solution. I don't like the 3D printed surfaces because there are always a stripy structure on it, and if I would make something, yeah, thanks Marcus, and if I would make something 3D printed for my cockpit, I would have to find a solution to make a better surface and still be backlightable. That's also really important. You can print these things with black, but I think then it won't be backlightable. I'm waiting for your videos how to make MIP frames. MIP frames? What do you mean? The MIP was one of my first videos, or are you meaning these small frames for the monitors? Okay. So if there are, I will have to look if there are any questions left. No, okay. I think we've handled everything. Yes, these. Okay, Peter, these small frames. Yes. I have made 2 or 3 thoughts about this already, yes. I think the most easiest way would be to make it just from MDF. Cut a square piece of MDF and cut it out, and then use an angled router and route it inside, and it's ready. I've seen some pictures of this in the web, and I think this would be the easiest solution. There is another one I've seen who have made these 3D printed. It's also possible, but I don't think it is necessary to make this with a 3D printer. I would, if I would do this, I would do it just from MDF. Oh, by the way, there's one question I've seen I've not answered yet, and this is really a good question. Why do I build this simulator? Okay, I think this is a question everyone of us could ask. I could ask every one of you. Why are you building a simulator? Okay, because I want to have this. The feeling of sitting on my at my desk and having a joystick in my hand isn't enough. I think virtual reality now here. What do we have now? The Oculus Rift or something like this can bring a little bit more feeling to the whole thing, but I don't think they can make this feelings of grabbing to a switch and turning it around and something like this. And this is why I'm building the simulator. Also, I think when it is finished, I have something no one else has. But yes, when I'm looking around on YouTube, there are very much people having such a simulator. Where are all these simulators? I ask myself sometimes. Okay, but I think these are the reasons. Okay. Yeah, another thing. The last thing I always say the last thing. Yes, I'm finding some more questions here. How you can support my if you can support my channel. Yes, the first thing you can support my channel is watch my videos. Of course, tell all your friends about this channel that they should watch this video. This would be great, so that we are generating more subscribers and getting more contact in the comment section, getting more feedback for the videos. Yes, and if you want to support the channel, otherwise I've made an Amazon wish list. If you want, you will find the link of the Amazon wish list, I think, under my last 2 videos already. Just look onto it, and if you want, you can then support me with this. Only if you want. Okay. Bonsoir. Okay. I'm okay. Yes. When I have to show a full finished cockpit, okay, I don't I know what can come to me when people are sending their cockpit pictures to me, and I've seen very much pictures of finished cockpits. I will have to keep motivated, and maybe I will be even more motivated if I see these finished cockpit, cause I see, yes, it is possible, I can get there only this next year and the next year and the 2 years and 3 years after these years. I will keep on motivated, and as long as you see videos from me, you will know I'm still there and working. And yes, yeah, we are just about finished here now. After the chat, the live stream, my new video will come online where I install the overhead frame. So stay tuned, keep a little bit awake, and watch my newest video. Do you like the live stream yourself? Yes, I think I have to make myself comfortable a little bit more with the live stream. It is not, the dialogue is not as scripted as in my videos. I hope you can excuse this to me. But yes, I'm very happy that so many people are here and have really came live to this stream, and that is really good. And another thing that keeps me motivated building the cockpit. How many square meters is occupied by a cabin? Ooh, I think my cockpit has a width of 2.3 meters by 1.6 meters. I think. I don't have this exactly in my mind. But the room I'm building this simulator in has 4 by 4 meters, and I think I will need this all when I'm installing the curved screen. So, okay, if there aren't any questions yet, then I would say thank you to you all that you have come here, have waited so long. Again, under the poll up there in the corner, I'm planning. I'm making another project plan, I will make a dedicated video for this where I introduce this plan in detail. But again, for any one of you who haven't watched this, I'm planning to give you more content on YouTube and showing and give you the chance of sending me pictures of your cockpit and a little text how you've made this cockpit, and I would show this in a video, discuss a little bit about your cockpit and just present it to the community here. And if you would like to see your cockpit here and send me pictures, then say yes there in the poll. And after this, I will make a dedicated site on my website with informations what you have to do to find your cockpit presented here on this channel. Okay, so I hope I can inspire you for many more weeks and years, and I hope I will see you all in the next live stream, which will be in what now we have April, May, in June. I think I will make another live stream in June. I will say this in YouTube at the time. Okay, then stay tuned. I will get my new video online now, and you all have a good night. Thanks, good night, day, or whatever it is in your country. Thanks for coming here, and yeah, I hope we'll see us soon back on the flight deck.